shining stars on Ence as well. Just not as bright as both Simple and Electronic, who, speak of the devil, is still trying to fire off with the P250. He gets himself 1 kill. Boomich lends a helping hand. Sunny all alone now, and he's got that kit smoke worth saving. Run. Run for your life. Navi's coming. They're going to take that second pistol, and it all starts with Boomich just running down the ramp and just barrel rolling through Sergey here. That first kill...
Solo man on B is tremendous, and yeah, it just allows Navi to get in really great spots. And Simple, of course, does well to get the 2 P250 kills from that spot on top of it. You mentioned there are stars on Ence as well, not shining quite as bright. You know, that's Sunny. He's a star. He's a gas giant. He's not quite as bright as some of the other stars in the universe, but he's still really doing a good job of illuminating the current server. He's definitely had insane impact in a couple of these rounds. And yeah, he's pulling over 100 ADR for the team as it stands. On CT side, it's just that you're going to need the talent pool to be people to come up a little bit and for it to be a bit more spread out to make sure these holds go well. Now, we've got this kernel defense on the A side from the CTs, 2 on the bomb train, 1 in front of it, and just kind of one in heaven, 1 in Z. So they're prepared to rotate, but they're also in good spots just to defend against A. I quite like this from the pistoling players. The only problem is, of course, just the USPs make it hard to get the kills.
Yeah, it's a little more elaborate than, say, just 5-man old bomb stack.
They're just teaming with trade potential, though.
It's to the brim. Although Electronic starts to crack into it. They're going to go ahead and try to play off of the flashbang. So they had their few tools to play off of. Sunny comes in with 1 headshot, still staying true. As you said, he is a celestial body, and let's hope that his gravitational pull can elevate some of the other members of Ence now that they're into the gun rounds. 2 M4A1Ss in both Aerial and Alu.
Yeah, bring him down to earth, if you will, down to his level. So here, the CT setup. What's it going to be? This is most curious for me. We saw a very kind of we saw kind of a drought of utility in that first half from both sides. There wasn't much being used. And with the full kits in hand, they've taken kind of a standard control, emphasis on aerial as the first pain point of the round if Navi want to try to aggress towards outside. But they've turned their attention towards inner just slightly, clearing out the box holes, coming back, doing the regular thing, but they clearly want to stay in this 5v5.
Ooh, there's good potential for these nades. If they'd get out of Flamey's way. Oh my god. Friendly fire. My leg.
My leg.
Oops. Ariel's just standing here on 100 health like, what the hell was that? Guys, I think they tried to nade me. We'll find out. Sergey, he's going to go peeking in, so he absolutely confirms what's up. Navi, heavily bodied in the box halls. They're going to go ahead and commit with their utility. We see, oh my goodness, 3 Molotovs, 2 smokes, 4 flashbangs, and only 1 body actually out for now. That's Boomich taking the lane straight towards the CTs, who do lock this down. Solid hold. Only Simple on the kill feed for Navi. Ence, they seem more than ready for that one.
And they're sharing the kills. Everybody pitches in there. But I love the I love the image of Ariel standing at the bottom. Like that. I like the image of Ariel standing at the bottom of ladder, being very finished. Probably didn't even twitch, but just wondering what the hell's going on upstairs.
And now look what we have to bounce back with. Navi, just the deagles. But they are 5 deagles. Ouch. Great grenade. Boomich down to 51 already.
Inner hold quirked out quite well. But yeah, they set up these mini ops to try to take as many dry duels as they can find. Sunny will not be caught off guard, and I think off of this maybe warning sign tries to reposition. Spam damage does go in, doesn't net them anything. And
there it is. I was waiting for the crack of the whip. Seems like Perfecto got it. So if anybody had chosen Perfecto as the one player on Navi to actually get a deagle kill this round, you win. He's going to get softened up by the frag grenade. Looking for the ace and a second. Nice shot there versus Jampy. That's Navi still losing it out. So 3-round lead is all they'll have to work with. And stellar start to a season side.
They should have is like Perfecto gets these kills, and just to emphasize how important they are is just to like when he shoots to show how much money is lost from the CT side. You know, like $5,000. Like these are big numbers that are taken down by a couple of these deagle shots. So they definitely can have their impact, and it can have a knock-on effect into the following rounds, depending on how rounds like this go that follow. So Navi 11-8, but the lead dims and get closer. They pull off a very good B hold, and just as brought up, you know, they do a good job of spreading out the kills more evenly. Everyone pitching in.
And I think truly that the pressure really is on Navi right now. They had a solid first half, but Ence had done enough to kind of find comfort in this CT side. And that's what I'm seeing thus far on the defense. You know, this does not feel nearly as chaotic as it did when Navi was there, trying to rob rounds away with ecos, for example. You know, Ence, they're happily just walking around the front side of the A site. There's no T-con pressure from Navi to try and screw over this defense. They're so comfortable, in fact, that they go ahead and go for the double peek down Ivy. And that's huge because Alu, he could very well rip a player off from Navi. They are walking forward towards him. And as he turns attention, it's going to be Jampy set up. 38 HP, so that is a weak point here. Peeks into Simple, fumbles and falls. Alu collateral. And the 3-piece. Just locks down Ivy on his own. He feeds Jampy to the wolves and then feasts. I love it.
Alu dropping the goddamn hammer on these kids at Ivy. That's well done. Now, 2-on-4, bomb gets planted. Interesting side bomb plant here. Two T's can move a little bit more freely now that it's not planted on default. Of course, the problem of the material advantage here is Alu picks up another kill, man. 4 frags, the collateral, and not just a collateral that's like, wow, that's cool. Probably a necessary collateral to help him stay alive, plus the follow-up kill to shut down Ivy in totality. 20 and 13 now is... Oh, sorry, that's funny. Alu's up there, though, I think. He's
getting there.
Yeah, he's
helps when you get the 4K.
17.
I think your point about this collateral being necessary is very true because you see that repeak when he goes in for the 3rd kill. Had it just been 1 frag the first shot and repeaks into 2, max he's getting is the double. He's not rotating over to that B bomb site to have any impact in the retake either. So a necessary collateral comes in at the perfect time for the finish. Sniper, Flamey gonna drop down with the Tech 9, just blown away by Jampy. MP9, very aggressive. And already now the setup for Navi, they were trying to hope to come into this, knowing in the back of their mind, hey, we've won rounds with less, but this does not seem to be one of those robberies. Ence happy to just go toe-to-toe here versus an eco. Sunny gets a little bit distracted by the player through the smoke. I love how Boomich just kind of creeps in on him during that moment. And this compromises the A site. So good to see Ence moving a 3rd body over, but Electronic even gets the AK. They may want to reset and come in at this differently.
Yeah, it's definitely a thought. It's a bit of a lurk game here. Do they push the smoke? Do they not? Are the CTs watching it? These are all questions. The flank is coming in from Ivy. Electronic turns the corner, but Alu deals with that problem, and Jampy picks up the slack. Now it's just 2 up. Perfecto and Simple all alone. He's comfortable in these situations, of course. 3 on the hunt. They don't want to give him too much respect, it looks like. Jampy, he'll be the first victim. Oh, done. Some damage dealt as well, and this is where things get a bit scary.
Yeah, these are the kinds of rounds he can win, but Simple is going to come up short there. I just knew. I knew when he was positioning himself behind E-Box, and we saw Jampy just kind of running at him. You know, Jampy doesn't have as much experience versus Navi as some of the other players do. He didn't realize that by running and giving that audio to Simple, he was kind of digging his own grave. We saw that excellent first deagle shot, take his head clean off, but no follow-up. So we start talking about Ence because they are now 1 round away, just 1 away from tying this at 11. Navi, they are going to come back in with a bye, so they could take momentum back. But speaking of momentum, so fast, Electronic already on the other side of this smoke. And, well, tons of damage coming out for Ence. Jampy's gonna block a bit of their utility. Aerial gets activated. He's trying to find kills, and he will do so. Getting a big scalp and simple. Sunny, Jampy, both a kill apiece, and everything's going to a T for Ence. Flamey's the last one up. He gets just the single kill, and we are all tied at 11.
You brought up how you really liked Aerial on Ence. You know, he does a great job of playing around the smokes here. There's nothing to stop him from pushing up because he's the man. His job was to clear a ladder. The smoke was down, nobody crossed out. He wraps around E-box, kills Simple, which is going to be the most important player to kill because he's opping in that spot. His teammates are meant to rifle, to bait peek so that he can get frags in the chaotic situation, and he takes out that target first. We've got a fun fact here. Multi-killers. Electronic and Simple have 4 triple kill and 2 quad kills between them on train. That's a round in itself. Like an ace is obviously definitively around 1 by 1 person, but a 4K is basically the same. It's virtually identical. I mean, you get 4 kills, you should win that round every single time, and I think that's how we saw Navi get to that 9-round mark. But it's a different story here in half number 2. Navi had 9 rounds to 6 of Ence. Ence have won already 5 rounds in this half and are tied.
I think this is... Oh, hold on. We'll come back to that because Electronic's not giving us time to think. Jampy's going to pick up 1 with the AWP over on Ivy, falls to the Tech 9, Aerial compromise, tries to turn attention back, and that will work. He shuts down Boomage, but all the while, Electronic, he's making more space on the site itself because Aerial was drawn backwards. Now, Simple looks like he's just going to plant this bomb, calling Aerial's bluff. He doesn't move in until the flash is there, and it's a perfect retake. Aerial with the 3-piece, looking good for Ence, dealing with Navi's aggression. But I was going to bring up the double op between Jampy and Alu. I think this is a strength that Jampy has over X7. And I think that's something nice for this Finnish roster. Nice little, some depth in their sniping prowess.
Yeah, I can hear that for sure. But yeah, Aerial, the absolute doorman outside, very important here, pushing up towards E-box, just making sure he's performing his acts like an anchor. What's a 1.6? Navi are the youngest team in Group D. Perhaps surprisingly, only Heroic are younger in EU. That's incredible. I actually didn't know their average age was that low. I thought, maybe probably Flamey is now the oldest. Wow, is Flamey the oldest player on Navi?
Let me go take a look.
Oh my god, I think that must be true. That's actually blowing my mind. 23,
Simple 22, Electronic 21, Boomich 21, and Perfecto 20.
Wow.
So yes.
Man, I still remember when Flamey was the youngest player on Navi. That's so crazy. How the times change. So a bit of more aggressive control here. I like the new look on the CT side here from Ence. It's good to see some variation in their approaches. And they allowed Navi to try the same strat twice last round. Had Ivy compromised, almost resulted in Navi being able to pick up the round. If they had better guns, it might have been a different situation. The double peek towards inner as well, calculated and coordinated. So that's, it would have been a hard frag to trade. And Jampy gets one walking right into his scope as Navi tries to suss out a new avenue to get to a site.
I'm starting to be convinced here. Ence's CT side, it's looking good because it's proactive. Some rounds they're just playing responsively versus Navi, and other times they're playing responsibly even though they go on the aggression. Like this calculated hit up into the box halls. We've seen them forcing the issue. We've seen them taking initiatives, and I'm a big fan of that. Alu's going to miss a shot over top of the train, so this does open a route here. We've got Perfecto picking up a kill. He's going to be running through the train yard to his demise, however. 2 versus 4. Not a good look for Navi, especially with 20 seconds still left on the clock. Neither site has really fumbled. So, Simple, it goes from bad to worse. He loses his teammate, and they're not giving him anything to play off of. 10 seconds, he has to walk away and save.
terms of the cliff notes of this half, there's only been good things to say about how Ence have played in their setups. The proactivity, if you talked about, it's prophylactic sometimes, it's proactive sometimes. It's higher on individual skill in the first half, which is great. It's more even across the board. This is a half where Aerial has crossed the line from single to double digits and has had impact on a rifle round outside. It's one where they're not getting ecoed. So there's more things good to say about Ence's CT side so far than I honestly could say about Navi's. They've even had a full on-site hold on the B side. That worked out quite well.
What are we going to get from them this time? What's Navi going to do that makes a difference? Because they're running out of wiggle room. Running out of chances. Very patient setup, it seems. Trying to hold Ivy honest. I mean, we have seen Jampy try to clear that out, so maybe there's a world where he hyper-extends into the scope of Simple. I think that's what they're hoping for here, with more than a minute left to play.
Some pressure into the ladder room. Already holding the spot, clearing it out, and yeah, doing a good job of just making sure the entire house is clean. And as you mentioned, doing it safely, perfected, holding on its angle. How aggressive do they want to get into him? Probably not very. They're just instead going to wait for Navi to make a move, it looks like.
Move starts to come through. Perfecto. Getting the first on the board, but they can't get past the T-Con unless that frag versus Sunny is the trick. Boomich already moving his feet to the site. Oh, but he's lost a teammate over his shoulder. Boomich still unable to find another kill on the bomb site, but that means he's been unannounced to Alu, who creeps right through the smoke and is still successful, somehow being heads up enough to grab that frag. And I think we're looking at Ence winning train, because this is just all too solid. They maintain the defense yet again, and we haven't seen Navi with much. So yeah, time to take a pause.
Yeah, Ence have definitely and officially warmed up. They look very good now, and everything is working on all cylinders. Alu's coming into his own. Yeah, they're definitely on lockdown mode. So in the pause for Navi, I don't know if part of this conversation is what to do economically. I don't know if they're going to entertain the thought of a buy. I don't think they should, obviously, but it looks like they're going to be in a half buy situation. I wonder if they're going to try their IV and back six wrap strat where they get electronic out, but I would be trying to weaponize him for the entries, to keep Simple kind of third in. Maybe they can knock down a player on the side, catch him off guard. If they're lucky, there's holes. There's obviously always going to be holes in setups because you don't have enough players to watch every spot. What do Navi gamble on this round is the question.
Man, we're really seeing the resurgence of the Tech 9, eh? More and more often.
Yeah, it's true.
And I love seeing it sprinkled around with the deagles still. Tech not the best at a distance. Still the master class for the deagle. But if you leave those deagles on the back line and the Tech 9's forward, you can make magic happen. Sergey, very close to what is the vast majority of Navi here. 4 members for the T's up in the box halls. Maybe Sergey decides to move himself forward here. We have found rounds where Sergey finds timing on this, and he does cut Flamey off from above. So suddenly, the ramp players, they had to pick up that trade frag, which they will. Electronic, a second kill off the Tech 9. Now he's got Simple trying to give cover with the AK because Sergey offered him the rifle. Whoa, Simple just jumps down into the bomb site. Electronic finds the 3-piece. Bomb falls onto the feet of Simple, and he's going to go ahead and plant. We've got a 2 versus 2 for Navi to try and keep them in this, to try and deny Ence that 15th round. Sunny taking to the top of the train. Simple going to blow his brains out, and now it's just on Jeppy, that long distance op. And they know where he's at. He tries to hide, but Simple hunts him down. And Navi, again, with less than rifles, picking up a round win.
Of course, they can always be a threat. And Alu drops a shot there on Simple. I think he was coming down the ramp, and yeah, I think this is kind of the most important one. But this is at a point when it's already a 3v2 situation. bit of a rough go of it. Or sorry, electronic, I see. And yeah, now it's already become a real game again, because Ence could have had 15 there, but instead they end up having to spend all their money on this round. Navi have a full buy up once again, and now they have their heads back on their shoulders to know maybe they can find the correct approach to attacking outside. You never know when it's just going to click.
You know, I think that resonates with me. You are absolutely right. And I think sometimes Navi almost does that better than anybody else. You know, looking down and out and then just suddenly clicking as a unit, as individuals, as a team. Whether they can do it under the pressure of a 12-14 score versus the double ops that we have seen connect. I'm looking at Alu for another big multi-kill here to take his team at least onto the line. But this one's looking patient. We're at that 50-second mark and still no commitment from anyone, really. A little curiosity, perhaps, for Ence towards Ivy, but even then, they have no answers as to what the hell is coming their way. Sergey, he's about to have a rude awakening. He must be able to feel that this execution's close. Perfecto, through smoke, decides to walk outwards, and Sergey is going to shut him down. Alu's op, hammering one home, and a 5 versus 3 very quickly. They're going to try to desperately turn tail, double back over towards the A site, and that is where they're met by a molly. Arguably held onto because Navi showed nothing towards that A site. They never elicited any sort of a reaction. They never forced the utility to come out. So look how easily Ence win the round. 1 frag for Sergey, 1 op shot from Alu, and 1 Molotov spells disaster.
Oof. Holding on to 3 guns is a small victory, but yeah, that's like giving up match point is obviously what sucks the most. And all they try to do is throw a very simple fake. I think it can pull the attention of the player in Z, and that's why Perfecto walks out, because he's assuming that a Sergey's not going to, could maybe not be watching the ramp. That's the risk they wanted to take. So that's why Sergey looks kind of left out on his own. It's because they specifically designed that just to take a tension away for 1 second for him to get out. But Sergey is just all too aware of the thought of Perfecto's lurk.
Molly deep, flash follows suit. Champy sees the barrel. Because Electronic just turned to check behind him, he saw the barrel. Oh, this game can be a brutality at times. Now, they definitely want to get his gun back. There was a couple of deagles in play. Now Simple has that AK. Gonna follow up with some utility. Got to get this weapon over to Flamey, so he juggles all the way back.
What? Navi are not low on grenades, but low on a player, and only have 2 full sets. They've got the smoke and the flash on Perfecto, but they haven't done much to try to game rotations except for what we saw in that last round. I suspect anything they tried to do now will be a bit obvious to Ence. Plus the man advantage going in their favor at the moment. The double op setup is very daunting, and you'd think Navi, you know, if they waste any utility on a fake, they're not going to be able to avoid getting opt. That's probably going to be the biggest trial for them. So instead, I think they're going back to just a standard outside take, and Ariel will be the first boss. And he has been a boss, at least in this half. Defending versus these pushes, we'll see what he can do coming up to bat here.
Yeah, whoever falls first for the CTs has Champy's attention to try and hold, but they both fall. So that kind of puts things into question. Champy, nice 2-piece. And he has a chance to now push up and wrap around the E-box. This could give him a frag versus Simple, and he's gonna nail that one too. Champy ace to close. He sticks the landing. A beautiful sniper setup there on the A site. Both of the front runners fall short, and yet still he picks up all 5 kills. The kid's the real deal, and it's awesome to see him flourishing in Ence here in their first map versus Navi. That's a 28-round game that closes with an ace. It's a thing of beauty, and I absolutely love it. But that's it, 28 rounds up, 28 rounds down. We'll see if that was long enough for Pimp to think of a comeback.
Hey, it's me, Lily from AT&T. I'm back, working from home, and here to help.
Hey Lily, I'm hearing a lot about 5G. Should I be getting excited?
Depends. Are you gonna want faster speeds?
I will.
More reliability?
Oh, also yes.
Better response times?
Definitely.
Are you gonna be making sourdough bread?
Oh, is that 5G related?
No, it's just like, why is everyone making sourdough now? But yes, you're gonna want 5G.
AT&T is building 5G on America's best network. Visit att.com to learn more.
Ence take their map pick of Train, and we get to see Sunny showing us the form he had that we've been missing oh so much. Yampi showing us why he is the young superstar coming out of Finland, and Alu back to his old tricks again. Even Electronic and Simple could not handle the pace that was set from the Finnish side, and that lines us up nicely to go into Dust 2, the pick of Navi, and I want to see a hell of a lot more of this, because this was a great game from start to finish, but there was a moment when Navi looked like they might have had a chance to run away from it.
It was a good game. It was a very good game, and I think you're spot on when you're mentioning all those names from Ence game, right? We've been looking for Sonny for such a long time. Where have you been, dude? All of a sudden he turns up and does the dirty stuff against Navi. Alu as well with the AWP. We had the conversation. Is he supposed to be the main AWP now that Jumpy is on the lineup? And I think he gave us an answer right there. Alu is still a strong player with the AWP in hand. Now, we also touched upon it. I think that was Mibr that said Flamey, if he's not stepping it up, if Flamey is nowhere to be found, Navi is struggling because Perfecto is not going to be that, secondary star, the third star that is chiming up, up with Simple and Electronic. That's the problem for Navi. Even though Simple is playing well, even though Electronic is playing well, they need that third player to come alive, and Flamey ain't it right now. He was struggling massively in this game, losing a lot of duels he should have won.
Yeah, he was, and even if you look at the side of Perfecto as well, he did his role, like you said, but when 3 players step up, Sonny especially in the first half, and then Alu with AW and Yampi in the end getting top fragging, but finishing it off with an ace in such style as well. We didn't say upon this. The moment there are a few maps where a dual up setup can work, and it trains CD side being one of them, and Yampi just showing what he can do right there. I gotta say that I want to give a shout out to Ence with the adaptation. The T side of theirs, they were doing a lot of late round fakes and then trying to mix things up, and we saw that Navi really weren't budging, and then later on they switched things up later on to make the T side more effective. So kudos to Ence, they made it work. It was a close series, but they made it work.
Now, this game was action-packed from start to finish, but Blair, you're going to show us one of the pistol rounds here and why this was such a key play.
Yeah, if you just look at this pistol round, right, this is just to showcase what Ence did, and it pretty much is what they did quite often. You can see Yampi with the smoke being tossed in. You can see the smoke going to be blooming over here to the entrance of connector. Now that is to enable this fake between Ariel and Sunny, who have amongst them they have all the Molotovs and the a couple of flashbangs. Now they're going to try selling the fake over here towards Inno. Perfecto's still alone. They're not budging. And look at Electronic, he's still sticking around. Tosses a preemptive nade towards Ivy. Does a little bit of damage. He just shoulder peeks, spots him out, smokes off his entrance, and now the jig is up. They know it's a fake. They push on out, and Electronic is simple slaughter them, right? And that just goes to show, like you see Sunny getting taken down. Ariel's left in a 1v5. He does manage to get 3 kills, but in the end it was not to be. Now, what this shows is Navi, they refused to budge. They weren't over-rotating. They were barely even rotating, just holding onto the bomb sites, being very not proactive at all. This is a pretty cool smoke, by the way, from Yampi. I'm sure a few players do know how that one works. It does land inside a connector, helps set up that inner take. But yeah, if you look at the way Navi played this round, they didn't budge. They stuck to their default positions. They really weren't proactive. And that is something, even though they won the first few rounds initially, later on, Ence were able to abuse that time and time again. And 6 rounds on the T side, in my eyes, that's a win condition, especially if Train is your map pick.
And now I want to talk about Dust 2 real quick, guys, because we know this map can deliver from either sides. And yes, it may be Navi's pick, but if this performance come out from Ence again, it might be Navi feeling very scared.
I don't know about you guys, but when Ence were one of the best teams in the world, when they placed second at the Katowice major, Ence was a rock solid Dust 2 team, right? They are super, super good on the map. Alu as well with the AWP. At a certain point, you could argue either him or Voxic may have been the best Dust 2 players with the AWP on that map. Now, look at the results as well for Ence. The past 4 times they played Dust 2, they won, and they played, I think it was you who said it, but Elisa Invitational. They won 16-8 against Apex. They won 16-11 against Dickens, 16-10 against Gadsden. Not even breaking a sweat on Dust 2. So I would be super scared if I was Navi. I told you Ence was going to win this game, and it's going to happen 2-0. Just wait and see.
Pimp is still living in his dream world. We'll have to wait and see if his dreams do come true, though, as we're going to a break. And when we come back, it's going to be Dust 2.
When we meet a friendly face from the start.
Welcome back. We've got a second map coming up next. And Launders, tell me, how excited are you for this second one?
I think Dust 2, it's a map that Ence are very good at, of course. So we had some questions about Dust 2 in the first place, and now that they got through the first threat of Train, they're on for the 2-0, really are. I mean, I had more questions about Navi at the end of that than Ence, even though at the beginning I felt like Navi were going to pull it over the line with just a sick individual skill. Both teams looked somewhat questionable in form, and then Ence cleaned up everything from their, covering each other to the individual level on all players to their stars really shining. And I'm going to make sure to say Yumpy this game because I kept saying Jampy.
Jampy. Yeah, but I started saying it too just so you weren't alone, Launders.
Yeah, I appreciate that. So we'll maybe switch over to Yumpy now because I've heard Finnish people say Jampy for some reason. But anyways, I've definitely heard Bert. We're going to go with Yumpy. I mean, Yumpy is yummier, right? So that's good. We'll go with Yumpy.
You really got to put the gusto on it, though. You really got to Yumpy.
Yumpy. Yumping around.
What I heard. And Flamey
for you.
You good?
Yumping for you.
Flamey's gonna get a little chance to double back and check the tunnels. Just make sure that nobody's on the back line. Smoke double flash, and Ence decide to make the first move here. Alu, nice crisp headshot versus Electronic. Tries to catch the player jumping onto the box, and his teammate, Sunny, comes a-swinging. They're looking to combine here, but Alu just can't get that third frag. Good thing Yampy comes in, yumps onto the box, and, 3v2 ensues. Boomich wants his damn bomb. The counter-terrorists have cut it off, so he's going to have to go fight for it. He flashes himself and them, but that's not going to work out too well. Alu coming in with the slick 4-piece pistol. Ence starting CT side strong.
Individually, the most consistent player on the team, Mr. Alu. And doing it on the rifles, on the pistols, on the op rounds. Very nice hold here on the cat. There was no getting through this man, especially when he got some help from the flash of Boomich, who blinded himself.
Oops.
It happens. It really does. It really do be like that sometimes.
Sometimes it be like it is, but it don't. And other times, it do.
It still do.
Let's see if the Deagles get it done. 3 of them trickled around Navi. Who gets to play the Deagle? Who are the poor suckers stuck on Glocks? Perfecto and Boomich? Okay, I can kind of see it.
It's kind of okay, yeah.
Yeah.
But like almost all of them can hit a main Deag, so I think as long as Simple's got it, then they're in an okay spot. They don't have very inspired eco rounds, but they're so good with Deagles, you can't really blame them.
Yeah, some teams have to use elaborate eco setups.
Utility, boring stuff like that. They can use Deagles. Yeah.
Well, a frag grenade could dunk down onto a couple of these T's. Ooh, yeah. Nice little spray down there from Sunny. Gets the second headshot. I'm liking the A1S usage out of Ence, but Flamey does connect one of his Deagle shots. He is then, of course, found out to be hunting from long. He's dropped out of the round. Simple comes up empty-handed. Ence 2-0.
When are we switching over, man? Because it's been nothing but silenced M4 highlights, all masters long. Seriously, they're making this gun look incredible. They're making it look incredible, Connor. It's got some of the. I think compared to the M4A4, it's got like pretty really incredible. Nice really nice skins.
You are correct.
Yeah, Simple. Okay. Oh, he's got one hand over face. There's a chance. That's a good kill.
Ooh,
second one. Can't trade. Yumpy looks for the guy in the back, and it's Simple, who's very low now. He's definitely killable. Yeah.
Flamey one and done. Sunny trades, but this has been the trade train all day long at long. Look at the radar. Look at the deaths on the radar. Can you tell me where you think the fight happened?
The CTs, it looked like they tried to take long control.
Show me where he shot you. Look at this pile of corpses. How scary is it for Sergey to walk in here? He gets another one. 9 deaths across the map, all of which happen on long.
And sometimes that's how the story goes on Dust 2. It can be a gamble from the T side to go for long control, and for the CTs to try to deny it sometimes. And we don't even see a smoke on the long corner. We're not seeing too much utility usage back and forth, which is kind of surprising. It invites Ence in to try to fight, which I guess is, you know, what Navi wanted more than anything else.
Ooh,
Or the
very
round
nice.
get an end there. Yeah. It really sucks for the CTs. We see the scurried rotations here from the B to pick up for the fact that it could be B now. But all the while, Yumpy was working on top mid, which is such a boon to the CT side. They get the one kill, they get the information, and this forces Navi to go back and try to reclaim some of this lost ground, which means fighting in spawn, which is never that fun.
No, Yappy's going to get himself a second in the round, really screwing with the backline of Navi here. If they decide to just trudge through the smoke grenade, well, it may go from bad to worse. Alu tucked into the Humvee, loses his teammate, but has the trigger discipline long enough to execute perfecto. However, there is still Simple tucked back behind the car. Now, Alu knows there's a chance that this happened, but at the same time, he extends, and that's going to cut down Flamey. They know. You can see in his positioning, he is far more worried about Carr than anything else. He calls out Simple's position, not that he can do anything about it. 40 seconds left, 1 versus 3. From arguably the best player in the world, but Ariel extends, and you saw that speed of the drive-by UMP, unexpected by Simple.
Mr. Alu catching some great timing. This is the round 1 4v5 as well, with Sergey getting spammed down. And no retribution from that part of the map, but it was Yumpy to push top mid to get the kill outside long, which was an important name tag that forced Navi into an awkward spot. Okay, I didn't even note it. Holy smokes. Of course Simple gets that kill. That's, yeah, wow. Oh, that's from the... I'm like, I'm so confused. Yeah, it's another CT side dead.
Oops.
And, yeah, slight missed smoke. Sergey is going to be like, yeah, it was on purpose so that I could see to tunnels. I love taking this fight.
Guys, I got a new Humvee smoke. You just you bounce it off the wall right here. It's like when you want to smoke tunnels, but you just do it wrong. Oh
Yeah, I think
well.
it was one of those view model lineups.
Won't come back to bite him too badly because Catwalk's under control. Simple. The only frag so far this round for the T side. Flamey's going to get picked up over him, and Simple's still trying to survive here. He's getting shot at from all directions, all elevations. And they pull their train into the station. 4 rounds for them. Here's the start of it. Just the old clip straight through the door. One more time, please. Oh,
So brutal.
Got it twice.
Yeah. You know, he's aiming for that cross at that specific elevation. It sucks. There's a number of ways you can die. It's all going to come down to how Simple reads it, and he upgrades his gun. Doesn't hit the shot on the player crossing. Still looking towards mid. Eyes all the way down to help his teammates make sure that no one's pushed into lower. To make sure that he is good to move down himself. The CTs don't look like they want to fight here. Again, they won the last 2 rounds 4v5. They don't want to have to do that a 3rd time in a row. Sunny up close front box. Long control being held for the Ence. Committing quite hard to it. Rotations are going to be somewhat laborious to get back to the A site, whether or not they push through long or they come and just play on the ramp with Alu. But once they've identified no threat here, Alu can start to take pot shots on the players crossing, and it'll be a game of dodging flashes while still trying to have impact. Some operators better at this game than others.
Eyes over the smoke for Simple. He dares Sergey to go for this peek, but he's just flirting with the corner of the wall. Another follow-up piece of utility here. Still tons of flashbangs for Ence left over. Double Molotov as well. And it looks like they're going to go for the boost. Yep, trying to catch up Catwalk. Simple seems aware of the possibility, but oh, good thing he can trade that. It's actually Sunny to find the head of Electronic before he falls down. Now we do have Sergey doubling back to the B bomb site, as this could have been the trigger for the B split. 20 seconds left over. They know that Catwalk's compromised, so the CTs have to stay split, and they're just going to look to lock this down. Yampy gets over towards the car, losing his teammate in Flamey, who extends and gets the second too. Boomage just holding out towards middle, and as long as Alu can't stop the bomb, which seems an impossible task, this one belongs to Navi.
I think they may have misread it, actually, because I think once they got the kill at the trade here, They might have assumed that the second player rotated over right side doors into CD spawn. So, you know, split towards B versus 2 players wouldn't have been quite as nice as going towards A, but they obviously were factoring Alu's presence as well. So maybe they were aware, but it seemed like Ence were in not a bad spot to try to hold on to that. They lose around 4-4 with the immediate trade, yeah. Did it go unnoticed?
Seems so.
Yeah, it looks like no one was spotting down.
And because he got into position, they're going to go ahead and try pushing up the tunnels. 2 kills in for Navi. Sergey with 1. And in the mix there, we do have Sergey getting past that first player. So he's able to fall back into the bomb site. It costs them 2 bodies. So Ence at the man disadvantage. But that's also one of those plays that could have gone horribly wrong, and they could have already lost it all.
Yeah, Ence doing pretty good on information, but this is also a nice rotation here in the mid round from Navi. Moving over towards B, it's kind of the least scary choke point. Flash over to peek to top mid, but not seeing a body. And now this rotation becomes kind of a negative, but Sergey, he's going to hold this all alone.
Gives up the bomb site, lets them cross over. Aerial, a fight at top mid versus Simple, who's down to 45. Picks it up with the ump. Sergey, great damage on the cross there. Doing so much to Flamey, but also chipping away at Boomich, whose hands were busy with bomb. He gets that in. They're wary of the window peek, and you know that Boomich has to be thinking about it because he's so exposed to the tunnel for the moment. However, a little bit of disjointedness. Aerial comes in first, almost giving himself up. Flamey has nothing to do but hide, and Aerial doesn't even give him a damn chance. That's a 7th frag for Aerial, a 5th round for Ence, and they did that with 1 player even on the deagle. And I think that comes down to just the proactive CT side that we're seeing from Ence. You know, even with a limitation, they make the first move. And they commonly did that on Train as well. So 5-2 the score.
At a minimum, you could say they gave enough information to Sergey to be confident enough to take the fight, knowing it was probably going to come his way since they had long and cat pushed completely. Plus, the fast cat rotation does help out as well. And the long flank ends up netting them what's supposed to be, you know, simple catching free lurk kills down mid because they weren't expecting that. So yeah, as you pointed out, yeah, they were doing a lot positionally to make up for the fact that they were down in rifles. Alu, great opening kill. Bit of skeet shooting from him. He'll move back to car. They got the double cat setup so he can really play for himself here.
Even while he falls off, still making moves elsewhere. You know, kind of like waves. Losing long, moving their momentum into the catwalk instead.
Yeah.
Trying to find a weakness here, trying to find a single hold, and they could, with Electronic being down in the depths of the tunnels. He's playing around the corner as well, and Sunny definitely looking to hone in on this. Smoke grenade gets thrown from long towards bottom of mid, lands on the Xbox. Electronic's going to sit within it. He could very well pop up and just best Aerial here. Aerial, get back. He's cut off by the Molotov. This is so proactive. They go ahead and throw Yampy down through the tunnels as well. He has a teammate by his side. Electronic activates from inside of the smoke, and Yampy catches his head just through it. Bomb gonna be skewered, pinched between 2, yet Boomich still able to move his feet forward. Just 1 player left on the site. He's, tapped between the eyes, and Sunny dies, leaving the bomb plant to go down for long. CT's coming in from both Cat and Spawn. Perfecto sees the jump. Can't do anything about it just yet. Boomich dueling towards Cat. That is a bit of success, but Yampy's in for the 1 versus 1, and it's low HP on both these players. A smoke to give vision for Boomich, and now he's got the advantage because Yampy's going to peek right in, his legs exposed, and could very well just die to a single shot. Boomich, patience could pay off, but
no way he wins that.
God.
No, that's actually so smart.
I need to see if he had vision. If he crouched underneath the smoke and just saw enough, or was that a straight up pre-fire?
No, it had to be a pre-fire. You have that fight dead to rights with that smoke down. That's basically just a one-way. You're seeing feet first. The only thing that Yumpy does is wait long enough that Boomich is going to take the most favorable angle possible. It's just like insane by him. He might have just shoulder peeked just to be clear of what could be in the area, but I mean, it would be doubtful if he saw anything properly. That was so sick, man, for such low HP as well. And in general, an incredible round by him to get the 3 kills. The final round of Train saw Yampi's second ace on the map ever. Wow, and what fashion to do it, to win the map, to do it with the op, and to have a no-scope to top it all off. I mean, the whole round from Ence was beautiful, right? Like the way that they worked off Alu to allow him to watch long. He got the opening kill in the fashion they wanted. They were so active on all parts of the map in upper tunnels in that late round, but also on Cat, knowing and believing that there was going to be a kill there, even though Boomich was as patient as possible. At every step of the way, Ence were calling them out.
And a lot of the time, it was Yampy. Think about the way he kills Electronic just over the Cat ledge. The way he wins the 1v1. He deals with the perfecto play. Oh, it's too much to handle. You know, I would have made a big gamble on Yampy not being able to win that clutch, and yet that's the world we live in. And Ence show no sign of slowing. Just coming into this one versus the upgraded pistols of Navi, tearing them apart. They tried desperately to get that bomb onto the B site. If Ence can do this with 5 survivors, their money's going to be so good for it, because even though they won that last round thanks to Yampy, it had economic costs. And then boom, the bank accounts start stacking up with 5 survivors in that one. This is a momentous CT side for Ence to run away with.
They definitely look on great form. Now, just for me, is it? Now we're saying Yampy. Is it Yumpy or Yampy?
It's Yampy. To me,
Is it
it's
Yampy?
Yampy.
Okay.
Like it would be Jampy, but we're the J is a Y.
Okay, because I heard it was supposed to be like yummy, like yumpy, but maybe it's okay.
Maybe that's just when he
that's
aces.
Tough. Yeah, maybe when he aces. Okay. Wow, another 2 opening kills. Initially on the long control. This time it's not Alu that has to take part. It's Ariel and Sunny. They shut it down. No trades in sight. I mean, this is where the end can begin and end, and we know it can still be worth the gamble on the T side. But when it goes this way and you're down 7-2, you're really just got to walk it off, reset the situation, search out some other openings. I will say it's one of the easier maps when you're down in material to be able to claw your way back in off of individual plays. That is some of the luster and appeal of Dust 2. But Ence are no slouches individually right now, so don't know where the exploitable weakness is. Maybe it is mid.
Dude, if you just, I mean, look, yeah, I don't want to get too big picture here, but remember that, like, as young as Navi are, right? This is a team that we talk about. Imagine their potential with players of this age. Yampy and Sergey are both still 18 years old.
Wow.
Like Ence, outside of Alu, not the oldest roster either. So much room for growth. Such great signs early on. Simple, he's going to eat the flashbang. Unable to pick a player off of the B bomb site, but Ence are able to cut down another number from Navi. Flamey through the windowsill sees nothing. And it looks like he's going to try to fall back with Simple, but he gets caught by Sunny. 7 seconds left. The saving of an op seems like all they can do. This is an 8-2 lead for Ence. Massive plays being made here on their CT side.
And I do like when Ence are pushing for map control, they can push another extremity and have it connected to their initial push to make sure that they're covering each other, even if it's in this like clamped on pre-fire. And that's an incredible adjustment from Sunny to do, especially almost full flash like that. I mean, that's an instant headshot towards the blue box cross. It was a good flash out from Navi, a very fair attempt at long. But to all their teammates outside long, it probably didn't look great. Easy 5 Alu. Alu has won 1v5 in his career on Dust 2 against Navi. I can't recall the actual round. Could someone tweet me the clip? Do you remember what the 1v5 is on Dust 2?
No.
It's not crossing my mind for some reason. It's not a very big mind, but it is hard to cross.
And it's also a lot of Counter-Strike.
That's true.
You know?
Yeah, and I'm not very organized.
It's somewhere in there. Check the filing.
Yeah, it's a bad combination.
All right, look, what do we got? We got Simple with his AWP saved from the previous round. We've got deagles and quite a bit of utility across the board here for Navi. Now, they did win a round just like this when Simple was able to hang on to an op on Train. Let's hope for Navi's sake that he can pull one out of the hat here.
Same state of affairs for Ence. They've got nothing to prove at this point. They've won all kinds of rounds. It's Navi who are terribly afraid of them from a conditioning perspective. They get diminishing returns from being overly aggressive at this point.
Oh
Since
my.
Navi are going to be absolutely petrified. Yeah, we got ones in the chat for Boomich here.
A grenade that
limping.
leaves him on 1 HP.
Yeah.
Look how red he is.
So red, yeah. It's been out in the sun too much. He is mentally limping up Cat.
He might already be dead.
Yeah, I think
He just
emotionally.
doesn't know it yet.
Yeah, he's dead emotionally.
Stay away
2-8
from the
on a
Molotov.
Glock, on 1 HP on a flash.
His sole purpose should be to throw that flashbang at this point.
Yeah.
They're going to start using some of their utilities here on Cat. Another smoke plumes. Sunny looms near as he tucks into Goose. He's got that op to hold cross in Alu. Boomich does what he can. Didn't have high expectations for the poor man, but here comes Simple, able to respond. Starting to chew the numbers off of this site, but okay. It's the deagles, not the op, that apparently we had to fear, because somehow we've got both Flamey and Perfecto picking him up, a secondary op retrieved, and Ence called a save.
And this is, of course, why Navi buy deagles, where everybody else will buy some utility and mix it up with the P250s and so on. This is 4 recovered guns. They have the 2 ops. They have the. It's beautiful how much they get off of this.
And I have to think to myself, this is one of the rounds where we saw Ence be the least proactive. They certainly let Navi come into that A site.
Well, they have every right to. It's an eco round, maybe they would have. It would have been worth. It's just that the thing is, right, with the deagles, if you have the opening kill or the opening shot, you nail that shot, then there's not so much that can be done. I mean, unless you get all your damage in by utility, which you can't say they didn't do a good job on utility. They had Boomich down to 1 HP. They had nades on the cross. They had obviously a couple of flashes come in, but you just got to win the duels. And of course, with aim as good as Navi across all of your players, you're going to win some deagle rounds like that. But not everybody can do that. I mean, it's quite an expensive version of an eco round as well, especially if you think, some people only buy a P250 or some people only buy half a nade kit. They're not spending on average as much as 5 deagles.
Oh my goodness. Simple just got outbrained. Yampy was so patient waiting for the walk down ramp, and then he peeks into suicide, expecting Simple to be on top of that box. Just railguns him. And Ence right back at it. Alu, he's going to be flustered off with the cat push because of the Molotovs. Throws a couple flashbangs of his own. No, he's going to save one. Ence have been pretty good at tempering their utility usage. I'm a big fan of that. A lot of the times we see nades just dump for the sake of using them. But Alu hangs on, and he's going to get a T to walk into him. A couple, in fact. Misses the slight readjustment. This gives a chance for Electronic to take down another head. He actually decides to dodge that fight, but walks right into Aerial. Wallbang silent headshot. That's as good as it gets. Aerial with another one before Boomich responds back. Sergey killing him and leaving Flamey in the clutch. He is able to get that AK instead. A little smoke on the bomb site. That's going to cover his plant. Sergey walks up on this, and Flamey's already prepared to try and clutch, but Sergey off of the box takes Ence onto the 9th. A 6-round lead with 3 to go.
A round that might be easily lost if Alu dies and they allow that much space to be created, but you see Aerial get this critical frag on the player crossing into default. It's not only a visually pleasing and very impressive kill mechanically, but it's the one that denies and scares Navi into trying to grab more space, and then they end up fighting into CT spawn, and it makes up a lot for the fact that Alu dies there without a kill. And that's a trade not in favor of the CTs here. This is big. They get mid open right away. The ops down on the CT side. The instant adjustment here from the CTs as they try to recollect some information. The rotation over towards B this time. And this is shaken up because Navi now know that they have 2 have replaced in B, so there's maximum 2 on the right side. They've had eyes down mid this whole round, and once again, their mid player has been taken out. So this could be huge if Navi try to take up Cat quickly. This is the player they're not sure about, though, because they're assuming that Alu might still be at A. Oh, chance.
Missing the op shot. Big chance. Would have been the 4 versus 3. Could have given up the A site as long as Aerial continues to lock down long. But it looks like Ence actually want to fight for this. Going to contest the cat control. Alu eating flashbangs. He's still ready and waiting. So yeah, they don't do enough to actually disrupt him from this position. He's just going to keep his eyes on it. All the while, the push into mid is good from Sergey. He's going to cut down Flamey. Now, all of a sudden, we've got Perfecto and Simple just pinned into this position. They're desperate to find a way out. Simple takes to the skies and blows Aerial away. In with another one. Simple's got a teammate in Perfecto to give cover. This is the 2 versus 4. Turn to the 1v1. Simple sticks the landing, and Navi find their 4th.
It's the patience at the end of the day, and the 4K round by Simple, including this opening kill down mid. Now, another round 1 off of amazing individual efforts, but man, I want to say that Navi were a step behind, even though they had so much. They had considerable information after that opening mid kill. They held on to it. They even picked the correct choke point, but they were slow to get up. They had bad flashes on Alu to cross cat, and they didn't commit hard enough, and then ended up almost losing before the bomb went down. Am I being too harsh?
No, I think you're spot on. Let's see if Yumpy can do anything. First op shot connects. He is the biggest weapon swinging for Ence in this 14th round. And they most certainly want those double digits here on the CT side. Aerial flash into the corner of Cat, decides to peek past because there's a helping hand from a teammate. But Yumpy's flash not quite hitting the mark. Now, 4 versus 3. Navi favored, back in with cat control, and they've liked this. They've used it to add a couple rounds to the board. Why not try it again?
Well, Yumpy's happy to see that they're actually coming towards him. Mid's locked down for him to take these open duels. So can he win them is the question. Nop's not up first. No leg shot in. Won't have many other opportunities. Perfecto sidestepping back and forth is a dance that's a bit too dastardly for him to deal with, and that leaves Sergey alone. 1-on-4 situation, one of the shortest guns in the game, but one of the brightest minds to hold it. And he'll at the very least will have an AK for later if he wants to go grab it.
A 5th one for Navi, starting to piece together enough of a T side. That was going to be a big playmaker position from Yumpy if he was going to stop them on the A site, but a couple of missed shots. Not easy ones to hit either, kind of popping up and popping back down. Also close proximity as the T's did waste no time getting close to him. Sergey decides maybe he wants that AK, but he hears Boomich come downwards, so it's delivered to him. Doesn't even have to go to work. Just lands on his doorstep.
Hey, sometimes we're working from home these days, so yeah, he's doing just fine, just putting in as much effort as he needs to do. They wanted that kill just to, I don't know, really ruin the economy of Ence. They would have had to, even less here, but one MP9 and 1 rifle, but now they've got 2 rifles and a UMP on Aerial. I want to say decent guns as we move into the last round of the half. Honestly, Ence have been playing quite well. Ence struggling to find 5, or sorry, Navi struggling to find 5, although they get there. They now have a good chance to grab 6, but are absolutely not out of it. There's just the deagle in the back of B. Ence's worst nightmare is that this gets called out. But there hasn't been a full-on B play since the beginning of the half.
Ooh. Little cat boost to keep eyes down tunnels. Feel like Yumpy calls out the fact that they're near here. He had an inkling with that deagle up towards tunnels, but they have to fall off of it. Electronic does a good job of dodging. They don't entirely retreat, however. Aerial's actually going to stick around with the ump. This did enable Alu to double back, just smokes off long doors. Aerial ready to hold, but only good for the 1. Can Alu go any better? He is tucked into the goose. They make a lot of noise on their rotation. Sunny sprinting over. He has a Molotov, and if that Molotov lands at, say, the 30-second mark, then we're going to have Navi in a real pinch trying to force the issue over. And that's exactly what happens. Now, this is going to enable Ence to maybe come in from the backside, too. Navi having to extinguish the flames and run through regardless. 20 seconds left over and a couple of landmines on the bomb site. They're even using their flashbangs to try and go for these peaks. Sunny able to connect the headshot versus Electronic. 10 seconds left and a deagle from downtown. Double digits for Ence at the end of the 15th round. Please join us after the break for the second half of Dust 2. A dastardly deagle from downtown. Sunny. Ooh, look at that. 4 frags filling the kill feed there for Ence at the end of the first half. Now very clearly the favorites to win this match. They're 1 map up after Train. They're 5 rounds up after this first 15. And we find them switching over to the offensive Dust 2 to try and take the win. Ladies and gents, buckle in, because Navi are no slouches. Let's see what happens now that they have to hold.
Maybe Pimp was onto something all along. He's going to be insufferable on the desk after this.
Yeah, I can. You know what? I know that he's listening right now. Pimp, I know that stupid smile you have on your face. Okay, you were right this time, all right? But,
Oh, you called it then.
yeah. Oh, look, he's convinced me inadvertently. I'm not calling this one till it's done. I don't sleep on Navi. Yumpy, 99 health gone, but 1 seems to be enough. Oh, boy.
Yump on it. Yump on it.
2 kills with a single point of health. He could even get another one, because oh, never mind. Electronic. Slick little flick to clear him, and it's 3 versus 3 back. Boomich, good for just the 1. I love that they push through here. Now they have the doors to try and give cover to themselves as CTs come out from tunnels, take the bomb site. They're going to go ahead and tap that bomb. Now there is no kit currently on them. Electronic hoping that somebody peeks into this. If not, how do they unroot these T's? Electronic now trying to commit to this. Sunny, he's able to just walk straight down as Simple had his hands full. Ence winning second pistol. Yampy like a Sith Lord back there. Hooded gets 2 kills with a single point of health.
Man, Oh, he just didn't even care. He didn't care at all. He was like, I got my P250 croc. I'm going to sit here and wait. That was, and dude, there's a mix-up of protocols there. When they're splitting window and door, the first shot comes into the window, but it doesn't stop the guy. He needed to fight that no matter what to allow the bomb to get stuck. There's no way for the door player to kill him first. Well, yeah, okay. They just throw Alu out into B to try to get some kills. I hope he only had like a Mac 10. Yeah, I think it looks like he had a Mac 10. So fair play. They go for the scout. They don't trade for information on other parts of the map just like right away. So this is a bit scary here for Ence.
It's pretty wild. Perfecto even got that kill. I mean, he had just finished building his gun.
Yeah, the Lego gun, that is easy.
Almost came back to bite him. He's gonna try to pin down behind the car. Oh, Flamey. Double deagle off of the door peak. That's gonna leave Yumpy to try and ace. And I just have a bit of a hunch. Oh, that maybe he pulls this one off. But Perfecto pops back up from behind the car. Remember me? Mac 10s him down. That's a 5-round lead still for Ence, but they do drop the ball after winning pistol. Definitely helps that this double deagle play comes in. And then remember, of course, it all started with Alu sprinting into the B site on his own, offering up the Mac 10 that got that final kill.
Definitely. It comes back to haunt them. A couple of very nice deagle kills there by Flamey, just after kind of the after image flash that comes out of mid. And of course, credit to Perfecto for stopping the initial rush into B to start things off. That's a joint effort. Another Eco 1 in this series. It's been a damning statistic for both teams. Less so for Ence, of course, being up a map and up by 5 rounds. But with the momentum trading hands, we'll see if Navi can at least keep this going and make it 2 in a row. We saw the Ecos go back and forth on train. What will be the difference maker? There's a couple of smokes here for Ence. And again, see how we have like more of a balanced eco round or force up where you have the deagles, but then you have a couple of P250s, some utility to work with. The full mid B.
Follow with the flash. Let's see if Flamey and Perfecto can survive the test here. Straight up 2 versus 5 on the B site. They're going to get pressured from both directions, able to lock it down perfectly. Oh, that is exactly how you want your ecos to go.
Yeah, very beautiful. They were taking the attention away from one fight, handing it over to the other player, switching to a different choke point, dealing all the damage themselves, denying any bomb plant, not needing rotations, allowing their players to come into this round with a lot more money. Of course, everything goes perfectly well there for Navi. Very nicely done. And that's versus, an exec where Ence get as much map control as they want without taking damage.
Trying to get line of sight on these Ts, but Flamey actually comes out without very much information. Now, worst case scenario is 5 of these terrorists just run at the A site, but even that should be managed by Navi. The old double run boost. Who wins? Hup! And over. And, well, they don't get anything for it. CT is unable to actually stop that, oddly enough. Sergey, double Glock kill. Frag grenade goes deep. More damage being done versus Boomich, but the Galil isn't going to be enough to get this over the edge. Can Alu do the unthinkable? 2 more CTs to take. Flamey puts a real quick end to that one. But who knew 5 Glocks double run boost could be so successful?
Well, 5 Glocks double run boost makes up a hell of a lot of ground from that previous round where they weren't unable to get any kills. They got the bomb down here, 3 frags, majority deaths, and kind of make up ground for some of that economy they were unable to steal away from Navi on that B exec. Nice here from Alu to specifically to get that last kill. It was a labored spray both ways, but Alu was the one tapping. So being a bit more calm, a bit more patient as we know him to be. Alu looking for the cross pick. No one gives themselves up. Fast long control out for the Ts. It'll be forfeited. They'll have to run back to the site. And it looks like you would assume cat control is going to get pressured now that this is free. As the CTs start to walk back up to it, they'll find Simple is right around the corner. And he gets a shot in, but doesn't get a kill.
Nade'll do the trick. Electronic actually taking it away from him. Killing.
Whoa,
Sergey
wait a
before
second.
the grenade
Oh, wait
could-
a second.
What? That's all long.
That's how you do a long split. Holy smokes. I can't believe those players ended up running up that fast. They saw that symbol took a shot, and there's a second player turning the corner. They wasted no time whatsoever. Man, the communication must have been sick this round. Perfecto now in a 1v3 to come up cat. But how's he gonna win this? Best he can do is pick up Simple's op if it's even still there.
I'm going to need a replay on that one. Not going to lie. I looked away. I missed it all. Wild
That's
timing
crazy.
by Ence.
Yeah, I mean, you gotta love having a split go that way, because that pressure that would have failed and then would have been a reset with long control, which would have been more of a stalemate, turns into Ence just pushing both at the same time, calling out the fact that Navi have only so many eyes, and they're probably going to overstack one choke point as opposed to split their attention between two. That's really scary for Navi.
See how this one unraveled. Sunny. Without the radar, it's kind of hard to tell at what point in the hit, but I mean, just him and Aerial giving so many targets. Look at that. One in CT, one on cat, one down deep on the other side of mid.
It was right
Just
after
perfect timing.
Yeah, right after Simple throws his HE on the fallback and holds the angle, his teammate pushes up. They all get killed. Slow starters. Navi planted the bomb just 3 times in the first 10 rounds. Once after the round was over, and twice it was diffused. Yeah, that is rough. And of course, the bomb plants result in more buys, so that's the most important thing. I mean, apart from actually being able to win the round in another way than via elimination, it gives you more chances to win, more chances to spin, more chances to win.
I'm sold. Sign me up.
Smoke to the corner. Fall back off long. Ends haven't taken it. We know how strong this upper tunnels push is with the op. You throw it around once in a while. Oh, the flash! That's
So
sick.
good.
That's so good. It's a shallow flash too, right? It's not one that lands deep in the sight.
Just bounces it off, particularly for that peak. Perfecto with the FAMAS. Whoa. Able to pick up 1 kill. You saw Yampy there trying to, Aerial trying to force the issue, but the moment he lost his teammate, he kind of felt like he didn't want to all in on it. And I understand why. It's over towards Cat that Yampy could execute Electronic just on the other side of this corner with Boomich next to him. They go for the deep CT smoke. It's mollied out to fluster anybody close, but this is opening a world of possibility where the long hit comes in on the split and they're just as successful as last round. Of course, Navi, probably wiser to it, not wanting to expose themselves.
They just need to keep throwing grenades, entertaining these cat players while the long players move up, and it's scary. I mean, the worst thing they could do is sacrifice themselves, but Navi are being smart about this, pushing up. It's unclear who'll win, but they understand they need to get some more control.
Oh, whoa. What?
Wow.
Somebody cue that to the highlight reel. Thank you.
Slow it down to like
And-
0.10 seed.
Let's see. Okay, bomb plant off of it. Let's see what unfolds here. I mean, it goes perfectly. Electronic gets that kill, and now that he doubles back, it's supposed to compromise the players in the bomb site. Perfecto, able to move forward here. Alu being called into action. Aerial on Goose, able to stop it for now, but it's Simple up at bat for the clutch. And of course, he's gonna take it. That's gonna be Navi on 9, but it comes down to the wire yet again. Simple using those pistol players to push in front of him and just coming in as the insurance policy works out perfectly for Navi.
All right, let's see it. I don't need.
What
I
is
was wanting to
that?
see it from. Oh my god!
He like saw him, looked away, just so that he could style flick back on it.
On purpose, yeah.
Very nice.
That round's probably brought to you by Electronic. If he gets the kill on the split, cat player can't help versus long. Long control goes swimmingly. Whole round is different. Alu, oh, he waited in the fire and the flames. I think he might have been more blind than we saw. Didn't even take a chance on that second shot. But it's so much pressure into the B tunnels. Perfecto. He's been very smart about catching these lurkers. Can he stop the full-on rush?
Grenade? Not bad. Could have been worse. Perfecto's boosted up. Neither player checks him, but he tries to fall down onto them, and it doesn't quite work. There's not actually a second CT within the bomb site either. Deep Molotov coming out of Ence on the other side of window. That's meant to guarantee bomb crosses over. I mean, Navi, they're either giving a 13th round to Ence and just forfeiting the B site.
Oh, yeah.
And that is exactly what unfolds here. A single kill versus Perfecto is how Ence take 13.
$0 on most players here for Navi, so they're going to just try it again next round. And sometimes that's how the cookie crumbles. You lose the 1B player, you don't get a kill. It's too scary to get in the site. It's particularly scary when a team doesn't use as much utility to get into the site. And then you look at Navi's utility. They have a couple of smokes and a Molotov. Honestly, they could have fleshed out a couple positions, but generally speaking, there's lots of great places to stand in the B site to defend versus door and window, and they didn't have tunnels control in time, so though it's probably reasonable to say, it'd be scary to let it go to 14 than to let it go to 13 if they had went and attempted this.
I agree with you there. I see the train of thought, losing that margin of error, but it's not going to cost them the map or match just yet. Getting dangerously close, however. Ence, great CT side and good enough offense thus far. Back in with another purchase, of course, getting what they can. Perfecto bottoms out for just the deagle and tidbits of utility. Once more, he's going to move over to that B site, but it looks like a hard hit on long. Aerial burning. Only able to get the 1 for his best efforts. Now that is commitment.
Where's this repressure for Ence? Pushing out towards... There's 8... Flamey's got a FAMAS here. He'll drop a smoke to play with Perfecto. Perfecto's not got a good gun. This might be the best site to take, though. Sunny gets tagged into the window and blind as they try to jump in. The hold is great once again. When they're both alive, it looks awesome. Definitely great at working together, but Alu, oh my god, that's a second free kill. Luckily, Simple, he's not going to waste any time. He's definitely not scared of the fight and is there just in case a situation like that arose. Man, look at the kill distribution for Ence. Yeah, basically awesome. everyone is very tight within 3-4 kills and above the 10 kill mark. They are doing well for themselves between 15 and 19. I haven't seen a disparity that slim in a long time. It's great signs here for Ence.
Bomb drop tunnels. Looks like we're just feeling out the map here for Ence. I feel like they realize that right now, because of the back and forth nature of these last few rounds, they almost have Navi in a chokehold. And they want a situation where when they get their 14th, the 15th comes easily with it. And this could be that round. Bottomed out bank accounts. Great grenade damage. My God. Only Sunny left over on Ence here. Everybody else on shaky legs. They're going to try to real hard to get this B split going. Flamey actually cuts down Sunny, the only tunnels player, but that is also the bomb. Flamey, he's got a teammate to keep eyes on window. They are able to pressure him out, however. It's a labored effort, but it works. Ariel and Yumpy, both low HP. Boomich on the flank already, and he's going to find Sunny 2 scoped in. Or Yumpy, excuse me. No, not even. Excuse me, he's crouched behind the box. He takes a shot, comes up empty-handed, and Boomich gets it done. But whoa, there was a world there where Yumpy pops up, Boomich is caught in the middle of the tunnels, and it all unravels. Navi able to get the job done. It's costly, but at least it's a round win. And that's going to start chewing at the economy of Ence.
Absolutely got scary. Nice target selection from Boomich. As we start now to wind this game up, Navi get to 11. They maintain the ops in this round 2, not just 1. So although they lose 3 players, they get kind of a valuable piece to make up for it. This is a bit scarier here for Ence as the B plays are not working out so well. I do like Navi's cat pressure, and they're also winning long sometimes. So even when they've lost the long takes in the beginning, they've got Simple and either Electronic and Boomich working on cat together very well. And I think that's probably the scary adjustment here for Ence. They could roll the dice on long and try to kill all 3 players like they did once this half, or they could try to work it slow but it seems like Navi have now a few more ways to win. And Ence here on the pistols as Flamey goes for that push. This time won't be blind and will also stay alive.
Trying to fall back into cover. Perfecto's here to lend a helping hand, doing a great job of picking up these anti-eco kills yet once more. Not the first time we've seen Navi just flourish versus the lesser buy, but now they're within 1. 12 rounds for Navi, 13 on Ence. We are in the final 5.
Always good to see the Flame Dog lighting up the scoreboard. 21 kills for him. And again, within 1 round, it's very unclear at this point who is the better team in the second half. Navi have definitely made some great adjustments and kept up. So 4 players from the CTs out towards long initially deny any long presence. That seems to be one of their most volatile spots. Now when they regroup, they can leave Flamey here. They've got the presence on Cat. You know, if Ence has probably got their eyes set on Cat, at least initially. Whether they use it to take is a different question. They've got a flash specifically for Simple.
Oh,
That
so
one
close
would
to the
hope
corner.
they use, yeah. He knows exactly what kind of angle he's got to work with.
Yep. Calculated. Molly burns him back, so yeah, they take a little bit of real estate here. It is kind of recontested by Navi, Molly of their own. But this isn't going to have Ence falling anywhere back. No, they're going to stay close. Oh, ouch. Ariel eaten shrapnel after that grenade. Even a little bit of chip damage versus Yumpy behind him. But Ence not finding anything elsewhere. You know, counter-terrorists aren't hyperextending.
Yeah,
Everybody's kind of just burning down the clock.
They're definitely. I think they're trying to get into B one more time, but making it seem like a Cat play potentially. They're pushed out, looking for a rotate, someone to look to recollect information. I mean, I love the CS both ways, honestly. They're putting a fair amount of pressure here, yeah, and they do suss it out. So now Cat is absolutely the prime target of the hour.
Yep, it all comes down to the Goose player in Electronic, and he's got just the one. Yumpy, quick trade frag, Boomich. He's going to try to throw himself across amidst it all, and he even gets the headshot, but the AK is better than the M4. Scientific fact. Look what it does. Pushes Navi back. They're going to have to contend this one in the next round. 14th to 12. And Ence are looking good. I love the way they set up into the catwalk. I mean, you could see it kind of flustering the CTs on site. It was very much Simple who was lending a helping hand on ramp, but because nobody was watching down towards bottom mid, Simple had to come re-peek it, and Alu called that a day and a half in advance.
It was one of the most fundamentally normal rounds that you can see on Dust 2, but from that perspective, also one of the most beautiful from both sides. I think the adjustments all made sense. I love that Navi started out with the long control, since that was their main pain point, but then also Ence not trying to throw bodies at that problem just yet. Then working on Cat, as that's usually very volatile for the CTs, not giving up the kill there, and then finally pushing Simple back to the point where he is simply too bored. He has nothing to watch. He has a smoke on Cat. He's trying to get information elsewhere. He takes the next safest peek possible and enter there waiting. They did the perfect amount of map control and all of the correct locations to suss out the most important player from Navi. And, you know, that's how hard you should have to work to kill Simple every round. But this is just kind of a glimpse of how it looks when it goes right. And, you know, you got to really appreciate the brand of CS from honestly both teams, but specifically from Ence ultimately. And then the trade train, perfect. Up Cat, spacing is immaculate. And it's a bit scarier now for Navi. If you're in Navi's camp, are you thinking that you have to worry about long just like you did in the past? Or is that only going to forego the issue of Cat? Do you try to get your aggressive pick on Cat at the beginning, since you might expect Ence to gamble and take along? There's this mind game, I think, is the most challenging part. Some of it can come down to the spawn. Like if we're already into the next round here, Flamey's spawn is towards long, so I don't know if they're going to try to take an op that way. For the T's, it's Sergey, and he has a very good long spawn. Does he want to try to take this?
Slowly waking up. This is now Flamey's best map in terms of kills of DreamHack Masters. He had 17 on his best map yesterday. Well, welcome to the tournament, Flamey. It's great to see you.
It's come under a lot of scrutiny.
Yeah. A real sleeping giant at times for Navi. I think that, I mean, remember when he got onto the roster, turned heads. It was a big addition, like you said, right? Remember when he came in as the youngest?
Anchors.
Yeah. Overpass, B anchor, ramp on nuke is another classic for Flamey. Those are the two spots that always come to mind.
Okay,
I love it.
Here it is. He is actually he took his spawn this time around, even though he's been helping Perfecto out a lot at B. This is an interesting spot for Navi. They've got the 4 players here. Flamey's making the early rotation. Simple gets the free kill this time, and he'll fall back with the Molotov. Double incendiary, in fact, just to make sure that nobody runs through.
Very cool.
This could be the remedy. And Flamey's already found Sanctuary in the side, the B site. Doesn't matter if mid's left open. They've got the op from him that can play in window. And nobody's in the tunnel split pressure. They'll finally aggress. But was that a kill too many?
Electronics welcoming them in. We've seen Ence do good things from the cat elbow. Very real chance for them once more. They're not going to have map control anywhere else, though. So, I mean, Navi at this point, they did what they had to, right? Setting up Simple to succeed early on. And then just content to be in a 5 versus 4. Now, there's still a lot of utility across the board. Electronic will be the next one to be tested. He decides to throw down a smoke in the face of adversity, and he doesn't even react. Yumpy just takes his head clean off. Now, this could be a strong post plant towards Cat if they even wanted to. They're not going to have that long control. So sure enough, Sunny puts the bomb down for them to fall back to the depths of which they came. Boomich, all the while, real deep over on Long Pit. How do Navi get back into this?
They have a smoke for Cat. That's the #1 most important thing.
Flashbangs as well, coming up and over. Big pickup versus Alu. Sergey tries to find a headshot here, but it just Yumpy thus far. Now Sergey's going to activate. Good for a second kill. And they have confirmation that Boomich is here on ramp. He's the last, and they move past. Ence, 15 rounds. Definitely helps when you have Sergey guarding that bomb like a mother hen. He just sat on it. And as they walked into the bomb site, he cut them down with headshots. But Electronic coming up empty-handed there on ramp. I don't think Navi expected that one.
So difficult to know, as you're pointing out, when to take part in these fights. And Sergey absolutely activated the correct time, right when they turned the corner, collected a lot of information. And Ence did that 4v5 after Navi had the perfect opening setup, getting that early cat kill, calling out Ence for going there fast because it worked so well for them that last round. Zoom bang, wallop. Yumpy and Alu make a mean double op combo. The pair have over 17,000 op kills between them and just over 6,000 combined on the AK-47.
Yeah, I mentioned it briefly, but I really do like the addition of the double op setup into Ence's setups because it is definitely this Yumpy over X7 roster that enables that. Very fun to watch. But dodging grenades over towards Long, a final attempt for Navi perhaps to hold off Ence. They're going to have to reverse sweep the series by pushing the second one into overtime. Can they even manage step 1? It's going to be a tough job to do with such limited weapons.
Maybe we can get some heroics out of Perfecto and Flamey if they end up going headfirst into the B site. But without an op on the A site, I mean, I feel like this becomes even more tantalizing than it has been in the past 2 rounds.
Little utility usage. Nobody close here for the CTs, though. We have seen different faces of Navi on this A-hold at times, extending into catwalk, giving Ence the gunfights close. But now it's going to be the deagle of Electronic that's got to come up with something. He could have been the linchpin of the round previous, but was a little preoccupied with throwing these sorts of smokes. This time he's going to do it a step earlier and jumps over to the boxes. If only they had actually walked in here, but I don't think. And Bat comes back into this, and we got our okay. And Navi are still alive. I'm
Okay.
guys,
Sorry. Our feed just dropped for a second. Yeah, that's okay. That was basically
Awful
everyone got a kill and awful timing. Yeah, but and electronic and in that one deagle. That's pretty much revenge for the last round, where he was kind of a sitting duck on the A site. Actually, the reason I think that happened was because he kept hearing continuation flashes, so I think he was going to pop up as soon as they stopped, but they just kept coming basically. Well, that's a quick round. That's long.
That's 14-15. I think all 5 players survived as well, just because of how fast it happened. I'm trying to quickly jump into the server so I can actually tell you guys what's going on.
Myself as well.
That would be a great time for either Navi or Ence to take a pause, but I don't think we're going to get that luxury. So let's see. We've got weapons still up for both teams. Round 30 is upon us. The OT comeback dream. Not going to be made easy by Alu picking up the first kill. We had seen the defense fall back into the site a couple of times, and that was what was working. They try to extend, they try to get that first gunfight, and it's going to cost them a body, and not just any body. One of the biggest bodies in Counter-Strike. Simple is down.
Damn, Alu almost grabbed a second as well. I wonder what information that tells them. It might have just been that was Flamey coming back from long control initially, but the T's have already gotten out here. Oh, Boomich almost gets that double. Yumpy makes it a lot easier for Ence now to move up towards long, and Electronic next up to bat. Once again, trying to get revenge.
Trying to hold it. Molotov goes over towards the cat. He expects Sunny to run through, and the Molotov gets him, but Sunny with the headshot a tick before he dies. That is kind of incredible. For this to maybe make the difference in the 30th round, when we have match on the line, this is going to be a wild 2 versus 2 attempt. Perfecto already up closer towards the ramp. His teammate deeper beneath him in CT spawn. Alu looking on with the op. With that flashbang, Alu's going to swing. He could find timing. His heads are turned. He gets the first. It's Flamey 1v1. He sees Aerial, but he's popped. And Ence drop a hot map to 16-14 on Dust to take it over the line. And it looked like Navi were starting to figure out that A-hold, but they got aggressive in the 30th, and then they fell short.
That was a mixed bag in this series, but Ence have nothing to be but proud because they really cleaned it up on Dust too. That second half looked incredible. Navi looked like they were finally starting to wake up, but the alarm had gone off 30 minutes before, and too many rounds had been won by Ence. They figured out their problems on Dust 2, and they stuck to what worked, and that's what I liked the most.
I just can't believe Sunny decides to just stick sprinting through the Molotov. And not only does he do it to the point that he dies, but he gets that headshot right in the end to set them up for such a perfect 2v2. Awesome hold. Awesome piece by Alu as well, swinging wide. Great trade frag from Flamey, but it all falls short for Navi. They beat Vitality yesterday. They lose to Ence today. And I can think of an analyst whose ego will be as big as his own head. We'll see you on the desk after the break.
Flashbang's effective. They have got through the smoke wall here, but Chris J, he is the final boss of the bomb site.
Now Spitty and Chris J to keep Mousesports alive. Oh, Chris! He's found 3. It's down to a 2-on-2. Chris, can he close this with an ace? Oh my God!
Can they actually close this out? Boom, Chris.
Fantastic way to start, and no scopes on him himself. Absolutely saving Mousesports.
Hey, it's me, Lily from AT&T. I'm back, working from home, and here to help.
Hey Lily, I'm hearing a lot about 5G. Should I be getting excited?
Depends. Are you gonna want faster speeds?
I will.
More reliability?
Oh, also yes.
Better response times?
Definitely.
Are you gonna be making sourdough bread?
Oh, is that 5G related?
No, it's just like, why is everyone making sourdough now? But yes, you're gonna want 5G.
AT&T is building 5G on America's best network. Visit att.com to learn more.
burning, burning.